Now joining us, the victor in the Democratic primary in the U.S. House race in District 3 in West Virginia, Richard Ojeda. Richard, how you doing, brother?
Doing great.
Talk to us about your victory tonight. How much did you win by, and why do you think you won?
As of right now, I think we've won by around 17, 18,000 votes. It's absolutely amazing. I have a phenomenal team that has worked so hard. People phone banking, knocking on doors, just getting out there, putting boots on the ground. It's been a blessing to have so many wonderful people that is, on board with trying to, turn a seat blue in West Virginia. And it's just absolutely amazing.
So, Richard, winning in a district by 17, 18,000 votes in a primary, that's a lot. So sometimes in a House race, you won't even get 18,000 votes for the winner, period, let alone a margin of victory that large. So that's great news. And we talked about your primary the last time you were on Rebel headquarters. But now that you've moved on, let's talk about the general election. What's your battle plan for winning that seat?
Well, we're going to continue doing exactly what we're doing. We're not slacking at all. Tomorrow is another day focused on trying to put boots on the ground, reach as many people as we can. We're not going to slack. We're going to push all the way through to the general. We feel pretty comfortable that, whoever they put in front of us, we will be able to beat. The only thing they're going to do is try to drown us out with money. But face to face, I think that we're going to win it.
So, Richard, who do you know who you'll be up against in that seat?
As of right now, it's still up in the air. It's really close. They're basically fighting for 10 to 15%. Whoever gets 15% wins. It doesn't matter who it is. Line them up.
Okay. I like that attitude. So you mentioned boots on the ground. First off, roughly how many volunteers do you have down there?
Oh my gosh! I mean, we've had over 1,000 people that signed up to volunteer. I mean, we've had people putting signs up, knocking on doors. You name it. It has been amazing. The outpouring of support of people that are just excited to turn a red seat blue in West Virginia.
So 1,000 volunteers signing up in a House race. That is a lot. That's a ton of volunteers. So you got to be doing something right, Richard.
Well, you have to remember, we had the teachers strike. So the teachers and school service personnel are on board. We, and I fought hard for, labor organizations out there. I've been endorsed by all of the major groups out there have endorsed me. And those people have absolutely been ready to go out, put boots on the ground. So we feel very comfortable that, we have established a great group of people that are dedicated. There's a lot of things that I have to do. One of the first things that I must do when I get to Washington, D.C. is fight to get our coal miners' pensions taken care of. And I believe that they know that I will do just that. So that's where we're at.
So, Richard, again, on boots on the ground, you're a veteran. So I think that the popular conception, maybe pushed by cable news, is that people in the military are more likely to be Republican. So what drove you to become a Democrat?
Well, because I believe in the working class citizens. I believe in taking care of the sick. I believe in taking care of the elderly, our veterans, and I want to create opportunities for those who live in poverty to elevate themselves out of poverty. And, that's what the Democratic Party is all about. And the truth is that, in many cases, many of them have failed. They've forgotten what that was about. I want to convince people to come back to the Democratic Party, and I'm going to bust my hump to make that happen.
So, out of the different issues out there on healthcare, marijuana, you name it, criminal justice reform, wages, what drives you?
Well, what drives me is that I spent 24 years in the United States Army, and I retired and I come home. I had no desire to get into politics, but when I got home, I saw that we have children in my backyard that have it worse than the children I saw in Iraq and Afghanistan. In Iraq and Afghanistan, a child may live in extreme poverty, but the village will raise that child. But here, the parents are addicted to drugs. The grandparents are taking care of the kids, and they're doing it on Social Security where they're already cutting meds in half. These are things that I cannot accept, and I will not accept. And that's some of the main things that fueled me to get into politics. And once you get into politics, you see how money controls everything. I want to absolutely end Citizens United. I mean, why should a lobbyist have better access to a legislator than the actual voter themselves? So I'm going to continue doing what I do to give the working class citizens a voice, and helping to fight for what we deserve.
All right.
What my brother died for.
Yeah. Well, look, in a sense, you fought for freedom over there, and if you're looking to get money out of politics here, you'd be regaining our democracy and fighting for freedom over here.
Absolutely.
All right, Richard, when we put this up online, we'll have the links to how to donate to you because you're trying to get money out of politics, et cetera. You need small donors, and how to volunteer to join your Ojeda army in the 3rd District in West Virginia, and your website, et cetera. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations tonight on a well-earned victory.
Hey, thank you very much. I take no corporate money. So you're absolutely right. Would love to have as many people on board as possible.
All right, everybody. Richard Ojeda fighting for you guys in West Virginia. Thank you, brother.
Airborne.